We now move to the earlier part of my childhood, and I was sort of kept on a close leash, just like my dog. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I've mentioned my dog before, but we had a liver and white Cocker Spaniel whose name was Lassie. And nothing to do with Lassie Come Home or anything like that. But according to people that told me later, the dog and I were inseparable. My father said, oh, well, the boy and the dog can go out in the front garden, and I'll fence it off so that they can't get out. Well, the dog found a place how to go, and so did I. I followed the dog. And as a matter of fact, I've still got a scar on my leg to prove where barbed wire dug into it at a very early age. I think our sort of escape bit started when I was somewhere about 3 years old. Anyway, to get on with the picture here, the old orchard no longer exists, but it was a favorite spot of mine, because when the fruit started to ripen, you could go down and have a Victoria plum, or there were nice damsons, and there were also apples, like the Blenheim orange and Cox's orange pippin. Oh, the lovely flavour. And then there were some tall pear trees, William pear trees, really tall. They were about 40 or 50 feet high. Anyway, sadly, that orchard came to a sad end when a new manager took over from the estate manager, who was Mr. Smith, who had 3 boys, Philip, Christopher, and Robin. And Christopher got himself well known in the BBC, I believe, in the West Country. That was the same Christopher Smith anyway. And those are lovely days. And then, of course, the change, management was split between, the farm had its own manager and accounting, whereas beforehand Clibden used to look after the whole thing. And the new manager was Mr. Edward Chaplin. Oh yes, yes, known to all the hands on the farm and so forth as Charlie. Yeah, proper Charlie. Anyway, that was, he had the thing uprooted and turned into what is now Lodge's Field. The reed bed that you see at the bottom end of the common is really a marvellous nesting spot that was there for the coots and the moorhens. And if I had the camera sort of thing today as I did back when I knew of these nests that existed, the life of birds and so forth were absolutely great. And then, of course, the willow trees used to be the home for nesting mallard ducks. There was always more nests, and the odd tawny owl used to nest in the willows as well. But there you are. Then there were little grebes, dabchicks. Yes, so they were plentiful. Mind you, the stream was very navigable, and I enjoyed it. Oh well, there you are. That's the story of those two parts. I'll come back with something else later, I guess. Bye for now.